Alright, it is hot as heck today, and I should be fishing today, but let's just shoot this shotgun instead. We're going to do a complete review on this JTS M12AK. It's an AK-47 platform 12-gauge semi-automatic shotgun. This gun looks like an absolute blast to shoot. We're going to test various loads, pattern test it with the choke tube it came with, run a couple slugs through it, see what it'll do with that, and then we're going to get into having some fun, blowing some stuff up. So hit that subscribe button down there. Check this out. And we're going to shoot this thing with a variety of ammo to check it out, check out how it functions, different gas settings, even pattern test it with the choke that came with it. Magazines load pretty much like any other magazine. Just push them in, push them back under the ears to lock them into place. Make sure they're seated all the way back, and you can see the 2 3/4 inch shells don't go all the way to the end. The 3-inch ones will. All right, so last night I put the first few shots through this gun, and it really did not like the light dove loads. Now the gun hasn't been broken in yet. We got some good shooting to do to get it broke in, but I'm gonna go ahead and try a little higher 3 1/4 dram dove load now with 7.5 shot, and we'll see if it likes that a little better. These are just function tests right now to see what happens. I'd say it likes those pretty good. Cycled them just fine. Incidentally, I have the gas port set on the 3rd setting, number 3. Let me show you how that works. So here's the gas port adjustment. 0 on the bottom is going to be fully closed. 1 is a little bit open, 2 is kind of a medium size opening, orifice for the gas to go through, and 3 is the biggest orifice we have. To change this, you just push this in, down with these 2 ears, and turn this to the gas setting you want. 2 would be more for buckshot, slugs, and 2 3/4 inch. You would set it to 1 for 3-inch magnum loads, most of them anyway, especially heavy turkey. Not sure why you would use 0, but we're going to be using 3 while we're on these light field loads. All right, next let's try the 12-gauge 3 dram 1 1/8 ounce of 7.5s. These are just Winchester promo loads, fairly inexpensive. We'll see how it likes those. Like those pretty well. Now you might ask, what choke tube did this thing come with? They take standard rim chokes, but the one that's in it's not marked, so I have no idea if it's improved cylinder, modified, or what. We're going to pattern test this here in just a few minutes. Now let's try the Fiochi shooting dynamics. This is going to be 1 ounce, number 8 shot, 1200 feet per second. Pretty cool looking little shell. We'll see how these do. Now these are a little bit lighter load, so it'll be interesting to see if these cycle. I've also been adjusting my rear sight for elevation while I've been doing this. You can't really tell from that angle, but I'm taking a lot of the paint off the bottom of that diamond target that I'm shooting at. So I'm using this practice session just to kind of get the rear sight adjusted for close range. And clear. It cycled those great too. Now we're going to both function test and pattern this Rio 2 3/4 inch number 4 buck. This is listed at 1345 feet per second. We're going to change our gas setting to gas setting number 2. All right, to show you again how to change the gas setting, right now we had it on 3 for all the way open. We're going to change it to 2 by pulling this forward and turning that knob to 2. With the 2 at the bottom. This is roughly 12 yards, so this would represent kind of the distance of inside a house if you were using this for home protection. I'm not expecting a super tight group with this thing because I don't know what the choke tube is. I'm guessing it's improved cylinder, but I'm not entirely sure. So this will be fun. With these number 4 bucks, I'm going to do 1 shot for pattern and put the rest of them in the steel plate. Uh-oh, 1 failure. Last shot too. Damaged that shell pretty good on the feed. And again, that was gas port setting number 2. It fed it. And it ejected it. Now let's see what kind of pattern we got. Again, 12 yards. You know what? That isn't bad for home defense at all. See where the wad went through? Heck, the wad would probably hurt them more than the shot. Next up's going to be the Hornady Varmint Express. 12 gauge, 2 3/4, 1,350 feet per second, number 4 buckshot. Should be another good defense round, or even hunting round with the right choke tube. Same range, same gas port setting, number 2, with the Hornady Varmint Express, number 4 buck. See how it likes these. Woo! Good grief. And she's out. Good grief. Did you see that? So if you need to exhibit violence on something, those Hornady Varmint Express loads are something else. I gotta get some more of them. Oh my gosh, those Hornady Varmint Express number 4s. Unreal from 2 3/4. Look at this pattern. And that's like literally 13 yards. Combat distances. That is freaking amazing. Look what it did to my poor plates. Totally threw that one off the hook. Oh my gosh. Obliterated that guy. Spun this one all the way around. Look at that. Unreal. These are next up. These jet loads apparently are for wild boar. They don't say what size shot it has, drams, feet per second, or any of that on the box, but it appears to be double-aught buck by the shot size that you can see through the shell. So let's see how they act. And again, 12 yards, nothing fancy. Same number 2 gas setting. Failed to eject on the last shot, but it looked like they hit pretty hard. So there's your jet double-aught buck at 12 yards. That's roughly about a 9-inch pattern. I didn't bring a tape, but probably the furthest center is probably about 8 to 9 inches. All right, here's something a little bit different. These are the BPS 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch slugs. 1 ounce of rifled destruction. We're moving back a little bit because I'm tearing my steel plates apart with this stuff. So this is going to be at about 25 yards this time. So far, gas setting 2 does not seem like these 2 3/4 inch loads are beating this gun up. So I'm going to leave it on gas setting 2. 25 yards. We'll see how good it'll do, how accurate it is on the paper first, and then we'll think about shooting at the steel. I'm going to put 3 shots on the paper, 2 on the steel. Woo, man. So the impact of the slugs were here, here, and here. Minute of person, yes. Deer hunting, yeah, not so much, not with those. And look what it did to my poor plates. Spun them right off of there. It actually broke the bolt on that one. All right, let's go ahead and spin this thing back to the number 3 setting. There we go. All right, we're back to the light loads. Just going to try to play with a little rapid fire. Took them. All right, how about rapid fire? Took those too. Wow. All right, you can have a lot of fun with that if you got the money for it. Now we'll try these rapid. These are old shells, man. These are old 7.5s. Got corrosion on the brass. They're low brass shells. They functioned fine the first time. Let's try them in a little faster environment. They ran. All right, now let's try something stupid for fun. Did not like that. You got to hold the gun. Stupid didn't work. You got to hang on to this thing. Then it'll run. Now, as promised, let's have some fun and give the snakes in the swamp some diabetes. All right. Aren't you glad I'm filming this part? Boom! Ah. Second malfunction on the whole sheet. Those were the lightest loads I have. And of course, with all that sticky soda, you gotta rinse. That ought to rinse them off good. So the JTS M12AK is a blast to shoot. Only had a few malfunctions. The gun is still going through break-in. What you've seen here is still less than 100 rounds through the gun. So we got a long way to go to break this thing in, and it still did pretty good. I don't know that I would make this a primary home defense gun unless it's the only thing you have, really, or a hunting gun until we can get to test this thing with some different choke tubes, which that is coming up in some future videos. There's also going to be a video up in the cards when I get it done of how to clean this thing, how to break it down, clean it, put it back together. It functions pretty much like an AK, but the parts are a little bit bigger and beefier, obviously. And the gun is almost as reliable as an AK. I think with a little extra break-in period, this gun's going to become very reliable and a lot of fun to shoot. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down there and give me the thumbs up like button for going through $100 worth of ammunition for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All right, so the JTS MK, stop it, not funny. So the JTS M12AK, I'm gonna freaking kill you, stop.